carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try the air now with Romo. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Shut down, motion, check. Shift. Hey, one set. Check, Mike, 54.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rosen, man open. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Push him back. Motion, bump. Shit. Check 31. Monday.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. back at the 47-yard line. Ben Gideon in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Second down 6 at the 34-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Romo. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Vikings first down.
Red, 70 in. Too little, got help.
Now Tony Romo on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Romo. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
You go tight. You got tight. Oh! You got tight right there. Go.
A shotgun snap for Romo. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 38-yard line.
That's the end of the first quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to the ground, Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Here's Romo now on 2nd down. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. This one a little slow to get cooking, just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Right there on the coverage to knock that ball away was Mike Hughes. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Running right, Jones. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Crunch time, defense.
Here's Rosen to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Ben Gideon able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Come on, set, 8, read. Silver. Ready, go.
3rd and long here. It's Romo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Preston Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Check. 36. Check. Bang. Alert. Bang.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the 16, Rosen, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. 80. Joker. Hey.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Bring it. He's checking. Crash.
After the interception, here's Romo. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
You got nothing. Hey, alert, recon, 132 fighters.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
I said it, let's go.
Out of the gun, Romo. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. This is Jones. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 36, Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
6 guys, check 6 guys.
From the gun, it's Rosen. The 20. He's got Adams on the hookup. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Alert blow, alert blow, alert blow. Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. What do you got?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ben Gideon getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Watch the back, watch the back. Hey, quarter. Check 13, check 13. Under 10, under 10, 10.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, alert, alert.
Rosen will throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Fielded just inside the 30. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. From the 50, it's Romo. And the pressure gets to Romo as he goes down. Preston Smith able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Romo now to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Romo. Rolling to his right. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. On 2nd and 9, Rosen. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Rosen. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They'll run it with Jones. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up.
To throw is Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And Adams has it, complete. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Around the NFL, third quarter now up in Seattle. The Chargers have just scored, so they've taken the lead in that ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They start the drive with Cook. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now Romo. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
I got it. Check 4, check 4. Check 24, check 24.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. On 2nd and 15 now. Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now Rosen looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 22. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax. And the pressure gets to Romo as he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here we go, here we go. Hard. 16-count ball. He's coming, he's coming.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Romo. It's complete to Diggs. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike's 56. Guys, it's game situation. Ready?
Here we go on 4th. Romo. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need. That's exactly what they got done.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
Hey, that's all day, baby. Your shot. Hey, take your shot now. Back to home.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 3rd and long. Romo. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
No chance. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
They do snap it. Now Romo. Flush to his... Now Romo hit, and he loses the football. He had it jarred out, and the Packers pick it up. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Romo. And this one complete to Smith. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Romo now to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to win this football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11. at the Vikings' 32-yard line.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Packers, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.